Welcome, guys, to another WTFL, and I do apologise to the lads. To one and all, I will get this link up very soon. So here we go. We are live. So Welsh Benjamin is the first one in, as always, with the little hand gesture to say that yes, he's looking in. So let's have a look. But first of all, let's update telemetry. Full track map. Right, so we have got a McLaren out in front, and it is Cairo who is our first driver out. Now we do have Kaylee who's just jumped in a moment. Hello, Kaylee. How are we?
Oh, sorry, mate. I thought you was having instant because I can't find your stream.
It should be live. I am live. I have just updated it. So yes.
Right, okay, sorry to interrupt.
No. Technical glitch. I'm back up, going up and running, man.
Yep, got it. My bad.
It's all right, mate.
Have a good one, dude.
Well, before you go,
yep.
How are you feeling about the race?
Not so good. It's Jeddah, mate. It's a wall-to-wall thing, isn't it? So
yeah, but
it's going to be interesting.
Last time I commentated on you on this, you had that amazing escape with 3 cars crashed, and you weaved all the way through them right after the carnage.
I crashed out. I crashed, didn't I?
You crashed a few laps
later.
I didn't
make it through.
Yeah,
no.
Oh no. Oh no, I do remember. No, but you did actually do it. Yeah. You did an escape first, and then you got caught at the end. At the end of it,
It was like a slalom, wasn't it?
It was so. Yeah, I've actually
I've actually got that on TikTok, I believe.
Yes, because I remember having to watch it a couple of times on your TikTok because it actually looked amazing at first, and then you see the crash.
I think it was a social race to do with WTFL, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was. It was a social race. I think it was just testing the circuit out to see whether it was decent enough. But,
I was doing a slalom, and then towards the end I lost it. And if I'd made it through there, that would have been the best move I've ever done.
But mate, you've done things like that all the time. You're quite hot avoiding crashes. You did it in Spa, which is quite good. You've done it quite a lot, really. And that's your strong point.
I've done it. I've also got it. It was again TTFL. Got it on TikTok. I want to say it was at Monza.
Yeah.
There was a car parked in the middle of the track. Literally, I shit my pants. Literally stopped in the middle of the track. It was crap. Mate, but yeah, I want to say it was Nevo.
Yeah, it does sound like a Nevo thing to do. Oh mate, well, best of luck. I'm glad. Actually, to be honest, it's quite nice to have you pop in during the qualifier. So hopefully you get a nice time out there.
Yeah, and, so I need to go out. I need to get my. Just to let you know, it's going to be dry all the way. We've got a 9% chance of rain in the race.
Yeah, it's Jeddah. It should never rain.
No. No, it shouldn't.
I just seen a little twitchiness from Cairo then, but he's like 1:29.9, quite a decent time really to start with. So nice banker lap really, but I reckon he can take at least a second off that. But
if I crash out, I'm sure you'll see me again.
Yeah, I probably will speak to you later, mate. All the best, buddy. Ciao.
Cheers.
Oh, thank you very much, Kelly, for jumping in. So we have Mighty Aftergod. It's on now. Good luck to my teammate running solo, Wee Labby, for the win. So Mighty Aftergod, unfortunately not able to join us. And then we've got Topher, evening ferret, evening all. And then we've got Mighty Atom, evening Topher. And then Topher, evening Atom. So it's quite nice to see that we've got drivers there to kind of have a little conversation to each other as we just seen we have got this mixed bag of times, and I'll call it a mixed bag, but it's not really that far different. So we've got 128.7 from Explicit Simmer, who I will say is a fairly quick driver. And you've got Kyle Neves, who has been in the bottom of the middle generally, with a 128.8, and I'm still saying these are banker laps. He's exactly 1/10 behind Explicit Simmer, but I'm counting these as banker laps because I'm sure every driver, as soon as you start getting the hook up on these laps, they'll start getting faster and faster. It's one of these laps that I've seen new drivers who are new to the circuit qualifying on a 127, 128, and then having a racing lap of a 127. So you do get faster and faster the more you get comfort to it. It's got a Vietnam feel for any of you guys who played the Vietnam circuit, Hanoi. It's got a feel to it. So let's have a look. So we are on board with Westwood at the moment, who has come through into the final sector now. So let's see how he does at the end, and then we'll jump on board with another driver. I think it might be Curly I'll jump on board with. It'll be quite fun. As Landscape King puts a 1:28.81, just 8 thousandths quicker than Simmer at the moment. As Westwood goes round, the final corner, heads down, DRS opens. It's got to be close. That line there is very, very. And it's 1:31.8, and for Westwood that's a banker lap. We know he can go quicker, and he probably will at some point. And who are we? Oh, where is he? Where is he? Curly! So what we're going to do, we're going to do a lap run down with Curly. And I'll be honest, because there's so many corners per Joe, one after the other, and the circuit's quite new, there's not a lot to talk about when it comes to history and facts and that. But the circuit itself is tight, it's twisty, it's trying to be like Singapore, but not meeting that standard. That's a few drivers who's like that. Going down a straight and having a little bit of wobble, so that's a few drivers with that. I think that's a setup problem. I think that's the general setup that people go for when they like check the racing nets and that to see what they do. So here we go. Let's get rid of the information that we don't need. Heading into turn 1. Right-hander followed by a left-hander. This is the start of Hanoi. Really has a very, very similar start. There's 1, 2, 3. Have it down. 4, 5, 6 coming up now. Instead 4. There's 5. Leads into 6, into 7, into 8, into 9, into 10. 10 goes into a little kick of 11, and he's invalidated his lap there. But we'll stay with him for now. Actually, no, he won't. No, he won't. I'll say, I've got another. Let's do Harvey. Now we've seen Harvey drive quite quickly on some races, and he had a fantastic race last week, unfortunately getting a penalty that I thought was a bit harsh, but that could be a discussion point later on when it gets quiet. So it goes round 1, 2, 3, heading into 4, 5, 6 now. Let's see what it is. Apex good, rolls around, you can stay on that curve a little bit longer. Always touching the curves, could use that little touch on the ball there. He hasn't invalidated his lap though, but I think he feared he was going to invalidate it, and that's why he slowed right down. So I'm gonna do apologise, guys. I need a nice. Oh, what's happened? So Toph has come up with comments, and I kind of agree with him. So the comment is, I reckon this could be a belter of a race, as long as safety cars don't keep interrupting the flow. Now, I agree somewhat with that. It is. Oh right, what am I doing? Right, okay. I'm staying on board with Kyra because he's only not lapping them. So what he's saying is about the safety cars interrupting. So drivers get a nice flow. and then the safety car comes out, and it does ruin it. It does ruin it for a driver. Now, in all fairness, I'm hoping that a safety car, if safety car is to come out, it's just before the lull of a race. So a lull in a race is when all the cars are separated enough that there is no overtaking opportunities. It's a racing lull, even though the cars are out and there's no green red flag. It's all green. It's all good to go. It's just obviously for a commentator's purpose, it's quite blur to watch. So that's where the safety car needs to come out. So then it gives you a little discussion point, and then it gives all the drivers bunch up, and then we're racing again. So Cairo giving himself a bit of space, giving other drivers the opportunity to get past as he goes out, and we'll jump on board. And we'll see how far he goes. So here we go, starting off quite quick. Turn 1 misses apex massively, which compromises his turn 2, and he slows them down into turn 3. Bit tough really at turn 4. I'm just thinking that it was actually quite nice turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. Push him through around, and it is a little bit jumpy. I think it's just a connection simulation between us. So I'm not going to comment on his driving between those corners because it was a little bit jumpy between us. And he's off the apex completely there. That corner there, you are meant to roll just off the curb. And he was a little bit more than just off. You need to be touching his curbs, Cairo, man. You are better than this. We can do this, bro. Nice flow out of that corner, rolling on the long way round, following smoothly through. And these are where like it's soft and gently swaying from side to side. It's a little bit softer than what you get at Silverstone or Bahrain, but still it's an ebb and flow. Into the finish. It's actually quite a quick lap, really. And so Kelly said, red flags are on. They're on reduced though. So, I've never seen red flag happen on a... So Cairo over 128.9. Now I did say he would improve, and he has done. I'm sure he's on 129. And it seems to have gone a little bit quicker now. Right. So we've arbed it with a 130.0. Don't know if it was a crash or whether it was retiring in the pits. Kelly needs to put in a lap, but I'll be honest, I don't expect a lot of people to survive this. This is going to be... So we've got 17 drivers. I'm not expecting to have 14 drivers by the end of the race. If you have 14 drivers and it's something gone really well. If we get anything less than 10, it's like going to go, wow, this is difficult. So we've got Explicit Tyson, who is in the AlphaTauri, sorry. He's going out. Iceman Walker, our current championship leader. Now, no disrespect to Iceman Walker, but he's consistent, but he's not super quick. What I mean by that is that he will put that car, he'll get top 4, usually in qualifying, which is quick. But he could be quicker with the right setup and the right movements. But he focuses on consistency, which is the better option for him, really. Because if he's quick and he makes mistakes, it hampers him a lot. So it's quite nice to see that he's quite consistent. Cairo has crashed it by the looks of it, or has he retired in the... Well, I'm going to say retired in the pits because his blip is still there. And Iceman Walker 128.1. Very fast lap there for Iceman Walker. So he's made me shut up a little bit there, which I'm kind of glad. But as I'm saying, it's like he's consistent, and if he's practiced this track a lot, consistency will do him wonders on this circuit. It really will, because if you're consistently in those lines, you're going to finish that race quite high up, because penalties are going to be high on this. There's going to be a lot of penalties, whether it's going to be a penalty of speed in the pit lane or track limits. That's the two options that we're going to be seeing from these drivers. So, and red flags in Jeddah, it's going to be quite interesting to see. So, yellow flag in sector 3, and this is only drivers slowing down to either allow other drivers to go past, or they've run out of fuel because they have to put the extra lap in because they invalidated the lap before. Kelly's is retired in the pits by the looks of it. So starting at the back, and I think that's a good option for someone like Kelly, because what he'll do is that he'll be quite consistent and just dodge the bullets. And there's Iceman Walker heading into the pits now. So we have Explicit Simmer is going to be our last driver. Let's see how he does. Has he got it in him to beat Iceman Walker's time? Because he's got the ability. Well, has he got the racecraft for this circuit? Hey, you inspired me on my hot lap. I hope so, mate. You, like I say, you are a very, very consistent driver, but I reckon you could go faster. If you pushed yourself a little bit more, took those risks, you could go quicker. But then, in all fairness, the consistency's working for you, man. So don't change, really, do not change. So we are time's run out. Explicit Simmer is going to be our last driver, and he is improving by 6/10. Is it enough though to? Oh! Slow car on the outside. Did get themselves right out of the way. So let's see. Explicit Simmer with 128.117, just pips Iceman Walker. A pressure flat by Ben with a 128.3. I'll tell you what, thank you Topher for piping up there, because I'll be honest, he is one driver that he's under the radar. Welsh Benjamin is a driver that, for me, it bugs me because he just doesn't get the recognition that he deserves, because he drives without incidents in a way. You're going through and like you see him in one place and then you're focusing on it, or if I said, and all of a sudden he's up a few places, or he pulls off a fast lap like this and you're like, wow, okay, did not expect that. But like, looking at this circuit, you can tell how much of a mixed bag this is, because drivers such as Bottle Job is up in 8. Now, of course, he did that wonder lap in Monza, but that was just Cal Needs sitting there in 6. Was it Cal Needs? I think it is. Cal Needs in 6. Now, Cal Needs, like I said before, is a driver that sits normally roughly about every single driver there. He has the ability to be putting in a 128 lap. Every single one of them. Obviously, it's a tough circuit and you need more and more practice to get around it. So Kelly and Verstappen not doing a lap, so they'll be starting at the back. And we're going into the race. I invited to sector. And what's the OP strat here? The OP strat. Oh, right. As the drivers are looking back, it's a short pit road, so undercuts work. In all fairness, undercuts do work really well on short tracks. So that's the first thing. I'd push for the medium hard. That's what I'd go with. But the two-stop of soft, medium, soft would actually work. It's strange to hear that strategy, but you start strong with your soft tyres. Push ahead of a lot of the other drivers. Get as much distance as you can. Pit for the mediums, because on here you're safe to start softs. I would start softs in this league. I'll be expecting someone to have an incident to bring out a safety car by lap 8, 9, and 4 lights, 5 lights. They're out, and it's go, go, go. And it's a nice clear movement by Simo, who's holding off there as well. Landscape King has moved on. Position change. This is important because Landscape King is up 2 places and he is battling side by side with Iceman Walker. Squeezing through because this is not a place to battle. Iceman Walker knows his consistency will prevail because Landscape King does make mistakes at times. And we've got a Mr. Excel and Bottle Job with a bit of a collision, and it's safety car. Virtual safety car. I think that's an actual safety car. It is an actual safety car. There's a safety car on track. So soft, medium, medium, hard. I wouldn't go. The soft medium is too much, but then. $25 laps. Yeah. Soft, hard. Could be the strategy. What is everybody gone with anyway? Tyres. Explicit Simo. Soft. So it's medium, medium, medium. Hard for West Benjamin. Medium, medium. Soft for Harvey. Medium for Cairo, soft for Tyson, hard for Apex. Leave RB on mediums, Curly on softs. Curly's up a few places. Stafford is up a few places on the mediums. Richard on hard, mediums for the Bottle Job and Mr. Excel, who both will be coming into the pits. Which, in all fairness, looking at the strategy plan that they've come out with, say it's soft mediums. If these 2 drivers stuck on the hards now, could they go to the end of the race on them? So they've got a 5-second penalty, which basically, in all fairness, means nothing. If you're at this point of the race, a 5-second penalty in the pit stop right now means absolutely nothing. So these drivers are going to go out. Wow. Didn't get into the flow and a safety car out. Hard, soft. Atom, hard, soft. Soft, hard could work. I'm always at the back, so hard for me, lol. So nice little conversation. It is one of those things, guys. See, I'd go for softs in this league. No doubt. Right? It's very rare that you don't get a safety car because someone always makes a mistake. And the mistakes, even if it doesn't take anybody out, tends to result in a safety car being at the point where the softs are just about to die off, or where you would be starting to think about pitting with the softs. So for future races, really start thinking about the safety cars, because if you jump in the pits now and put a set of tyres on, a new set of tyres on, it will be pointless. But when you get to lap 8 and you pit a little bit early, that shouldn't bother you, because it's a cheap pit stop. Yeah, you might drop all the way down to 15th, but when it comes down to racing, first of all you'll have fresher tyres, and then you'll be thinking they're going to pit now, and when they pit, you've got a bigger advantage, because a safety car will reduce a 20-second pit stop down to about 12 seconds effectively on circuit. Anyway, yeah, it might cost you a lot of position whether it will be bulking up, but if you dive in at the beginning when everybody's still spaced out, you've got the best chance of getting back out in front of a lot of the drivers that would normally pass you at a normal race pace. But I digress. So let's have a look at our drivers at the moment. So out in front we do have a Explicit Simo, Landscape King. Let's change that back to positions, because it is it's what we're looking at right now. So Landscape King up to in second, Iceman Walker hands down. Well, Ross Benjamin holding off in fifth, and Cal Needs doing well in sixth. We've got Westwood in seventh, Harvey in eighth, Cairo in ninth, got Explicit Tyson in 10th, Apex in 11th, Wee Darby in 12th, we've got Curly in 13th, Wab Stappen in 14th, Richard A. Wilson down 3 in 15th, Bottle Job down 8 into 16th, Mr. XL on 17. Now the safety car, I hope it is in this lap, so Iceman Walker is the man we're watching. We'll watch my Dave agrees with the last comment that Atom made. So safety car has got into the pits, and see that view. If only I took that off. What a nice view of watching all these cars come around that corner. Well done, F1. And away they go. They've gone, and all three the front drivers have stayed together. Pan's losing now already. As we now further up. As Rob Stafford's dropped a couple one place to Richard A. Wilson. I think that might have just been a driver swap around for the Red Bull drivers. Explicit Simo trying to open up that gap a bit more. He's got half a second on Landscape King, who's got 7 tenths on Iceman Walker. And Iceman Walker makes a mistake, and Pans makes it overtake on Iceman Walker. We have Welsh Benjamin, who's just sitting there watching all this unfold. Does he have it in him to take on the Iceman? He's starting to lose a little bit of ground, but he's going to allow them to battle. That's what he's going to do. He's seen there was a mistake from Iceman, and he's going to allow it to happen and allow it to continue. Cal Needs sitting nicely in 6th. He is comfortable right there right now. Westwood is closing in a little bit, but then he backs off. So it's quite, and Cal Needs has got closer to Welsh Benjamin. So at the moment he's comfortable, and it's nice to see. Maybe Iceman slowing him down to give Cal Needs, his teammate, a much needed chance to make the move on Welsh Benjamin. And it is one racing lap. This is the first full racing lap we've had. And Landscape King holds with a 131.9. That's the fastest lap held in there. But Wells Benjamin has lost out to Calsneed. Calsneed has managed to make that move happen. But we do know that the number 80 car here of Wells Benjamin will not take that line out. There is a bit, I do apologise, there is a little bit jimpiness, and it is only because connection for myself to the server, back to some of these drivers, will be up and down. And I will completely accept some level. Oh! And Caro's gone spinning. And spinning around. Move out of my way. As Caro does tumble all the way down to 12. While Stafford up 6 places in 11. And we've got Explicit Tyson doing the same kind of position up 8 places. But he's got a time penalty very early. And I did say this is going to be a race up. We're going to have a lot of penalties. Whether it's going to speed in the pit lane, because the pit lane, it does have that kink. But we still may get a few people speeding in there. And also track limits, because track limits are, first of all, strict. Second of all, it's tight. It's so tight at times on some of these corners. So Pan's now up into third after making that move on Iceman Walker. And Iceman Walker now he's got a comfort with his teammate behind it as DRS has been enabled. Let's have a look at the further down as we go. We've happy in the Ferrari. Can we happy take Code Colley? I don't think so. Because Colley is consistent and he is he's lost in one place. The Bottle Job is making his way back up the levels. Can he stop making the moves on Caro too as he goes really wide, and Caro makes a mistake as well. Caro goes far out, making sure he does not, and Mr. XL has, I think he's crashed. He's definitely crashed. He's crashed. Another safety car just when Caro really needs to give that place back. Caro down in 16th after that, going off the track there. So safety car comes out, and what's happened here? We have got a few changes. So Landscape King has the lead. This is quite a common appearance, seeing Landscape King take an early lead. He takes the lead, qualifies top 5, and then somehow gets the lead, and then we've seen him make mistakes with that. So, right? Comments on and all. So, with Topher and Atom, if you're still in, guys, just drop in. Iceman might be carrying damage, but I've seen him tap the wall under first safety car. But it might just be like, I thought it was lag. I've seen that myself. I thought it was lag. So we have Landscape King diving into the pit. He's taking the mediums off, putting the hards on, and that, I will say, can comfortably go there. Harvey speed in the pit lane. I did say it was going to happen. So a lot of drivers jumping in the pits, hoping for a good move happening. 1 second, guys. I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back in the room, guys. Just was getting myself a little drink out the fridge, ready to get going again. And Here we have it. So a little bit of jostling around with the drivers. So we can see it's Explicit Simo still carrying out in first, Hand second, Iceman Walker third, Carl Needs fourth, Welsh Benjamin in fifth, Westwood sixth. We've got Explicit Tyson up 7 places in seventh, which is actually quite nice going. Apex in eighth, up 5 places. We do have Bottle Job in ninth. We've got Landscape King in 10th. We happy in 11th. We've got Harvey in 12th. We have Bob Stappen in 13th. Curly in 14th. Kyrie 15th. And Richard A. Wilson in 16th. So, I imagine I've only got comms at the moment. As working tonight, come on, boss, lol. Wee Rabby. Wee Rabby! Is Wee Rabby Scottish? Because I hope so. With that name, Wee Rabby, it reminds me of a program I used to watch as a kid called Rob C. Nesbitt. Because the guy actually looked like my dad. And it was quite funny because my dad's very heavily Scottish as well, so we all wound up saying he looked like my dad, which is quite funny. Should change his name because he is a unit. Well, if he's carrying the extra weight, maybe that's why he's a bit further down the table. Like, but jokes aside, he seems to be quite getting progressively better. Both Scottish, mate. Great, I love it. Even though my accent doesn't show it, I've got a very strong Scottish background. So if you hear me speaking to my family, it does come out quite Scottish. Yeah. Here we go. I'm expecting the safety car to come in. I know I'm stuck on Landscape King, and the reason why is because he's going to be the guy. I think he's going to be the guy who's going to make moves quite quickly. But we need to see this happening, don't we, guys? We need to see this. Right. Oh, look at this! Gotta love this view. Safety car going into the distance. I love this. This is like my favourite camera of all time. You see this out there? Here we go. And he's gone early. He's gone really early. He's waiting for that safety car to get in. And he's gone. He's opened up that gap. That's such a fantastic way to watch this. I think. Oh, he is your boss. We've his boss. I love it. You know, the fact is that workmates can actually become teammates in the F1 world is fantastic. Well, in esport world anyway, it's great. So does this mean like when you're racing against him on track, he's like, you give me that position, otherwise you're fired. Like, to be exploited there. So Explicit Simo has actually made it work wonders, and with Hans not reacting as quick, he is held back. Iceman Walker, Kyle Needs, Welsh Benjamin, and they're all packing up quite close together. So all the way down to Landscape King, it's all quite close. Every driver is close, apart from Explicit Simo, and then Wee Rabby's got a bit of a gap there. So I think Wee Rabby might be carrying a bit of damage. Maybe I doubt it actually. I doubt it. I think he's just getting. This is a terrible circuit, especially when you've got drivers such as Verstappen and Harvey who are just ploughing through. What a view! We got Wee Rabby from the helicopter, and look at that. He's closing in onto Harvey. It's such a good camera view angle. This. Can we see a battle happen with these two drivers? And it looks like the move could be there. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's such a nice line that we've ever had, but what's happened is like, oh, collision with the wall. It's ghosted them because and now we've Abby's lost out to Curly, Richard, and Cairo, but he's rolling back. And Cairo looks like he's got it on the inside of. Right, that was not too sure whether it was all glitches or anything like that, but there were like some tight battles there, and Ravi was good. Took the evasive wide angle corner there to make sure he did not get caught with Kyra and with Richard, which is smart moves. Obviously, it's affected him in a way, and Bottle Drop doing his Bottle Drop usual and tumbles down to the back of his teammate in the pit. So Ravi's got a comfortable gap behind him, but he needs to start working on catching Kyra, because Kyra is going to be the one who's going to pull him back into this battle. Now Richard A. Wilson there, he is right behind Kelly. Kelly's had a good, consistent race, hasn't got a VSC. Now, not too sure why there's a VSC, not seen anything, not seen anybody crashing out or anything. So, the only eventual I say is the car. Hopefully it'll be cleared up and away we go. So maybe someone's cut the wall a little bit, wings come off and then set the VSC off. Because all the drivers are still quite punched together apart from the two AlphaTauris, which are at the back. And no one cares about them. So we're back racing again by looks it's all green on my screen. And Iceland Walking County have switched places in the meantime. So Iceland down 2 places. Explicit Simo is only lost out to Pans and I don't understand. So has Explicit Simo had an off? And that's why Pans has managed to get in front. Because Explicit Simo had that amazing start from the safety car restart. The commentators curse for me, Abby. I am terrible for that. I do have a problem. I do with curses, and it's normally to this guy right here, Mr. Formula Ford, Bottle Job. I think that should be his new name, Mr. Formula Ford, because he does Formula Ford me enough every single race at some point. So he's in the pit, getting a new wing. Richard A. Wilson with a time penalty. This is going to be a recurring incident now. This is where we're going to see the penalties mounting up. So we hit lap 11 of 25, and this is where we usually start seeing the lull starting to open up. But we do have drivers out who are helicopter view for Explicit Simo. Very nice indeed. Don't mind if I do have a little view. You can see from this view a lot clearer about the apexes and whether how they're. See, there's a little twitch there, and not using the full circuit. Got to start understanding the Jeddah guys. Jeddah is very complicated. A lot of corners do have multiple lines through it to give you different types of exits. So you can come if you're coming in hot. You might end up coming out soft and cold because you're slowing right down. And that means that you're not attacking as hard as you really need to be. So you may need to balance that out, and same again, you might go in really cold and slow, and that brings in a lot of people who could try to overtake it, but it might give you a better angle to exit, especially when it comes to the S-bend, because this one corner will lead you to the next, and that's where you've got to work out. Do you have a fast entrance and a slow exit for one corner, so you can get a better line ready for the next corner to give you a better exit? And that's where you got to balance it out and find out which way you want to be doing things, because middle line racing does not work on every corner, especially on continuous one after the other corner. So Panzer's opened up a 1 second gap to Explicit Simo, so I'm expecting Explicit Simo might be carrying a bit of like minor damage to the floor, because this is again this happened at Miami. So Miami, Explicit Simo well ahead, miles ahead, and Harvey managed to run back in. But we are opening up to fit low, and we've got Welsh Benjamin now, who's right on the back of Landscape King. Landscape King went down because of pit stops, and he's back up in the battles again. So we might see something big coming from Anton Walker. So total of comment, I do agree with softs must be cooked right now. So let's have a look, right? So no one's on the softs apart from Explicit Simo, who is in the pit now, and that could be where the speed was going, because he's hit that point now. That he's jumped on those mediums. Those mediums will go to the end now. He's managed to get himself into that groove that he does not need to pit again. Unless there's a safety car, he won't need to pit. The only people who need to pit right now is Pans, Iceman Walker, Ross Benjamin, Cal Meads, and Apex. Everybody else has pit, and I don't foresee them having to pit again. Possibly, let's have a look. Tires. Anybody on the medium tires now for 12 laps will need to pit. Ross Benjamin needs to pit. Cal needs to pit. Apex needs to pit. We may see Curly pitting again, and we may see Richard A. Wilson pitting again regarding their tyres, because it depends how their tyre goes at the end. So Wabstappen on those hard tyres, has he pitted? He has pitted. He's up in 5th place. Every driver in front of him, apart from Landscape King, needs to pit. So Wabstappen could be sitting there in nice P2 position in a few laps time. But is it going to be enough? Look at that. You can see a lot of drivers have braked hard on that corner. But more rubber means more grip in that corner. So guys, keep laying that rubber now, because it's just going to make it easier and easier as the race goes on. Kelly is dropping down slowly. Now, this will be because those tyres are getting to the point now where they're pushing and pushing, and they're going for softs. They have to go for softs. They've got past the point where they should be putting the hards on. So Taylor's like, no, I've had a family commitment, mate. So he said like medium soft or soft medium looks easily doable. In all fairness, I think it's doable. I wouldn't call it easily doable, because you need to time manage. We've seen how Explicit Simo started dropping down on those soft tyres to get himself on those mediums. Those soft tyres at 12 laps was a struggle, a real struggle. He started struggling from lap 8. So if you change, so we've got to say lap 8, they've got to get for an effective, for those soft tyres to be effective. Pans, I found, needs to start thinking. The Pans has gone to the pit. A little bit wobble there from Explicit Simo. Is this what a VSC is on? So this is a nice time for these drivers who need to pit. So who's pitted? Who hasn't? Yeah. So Iceman Walker's the only one else pitted. He knows he's got to get to lap 17. He gets to lap 17 and he puts the soft on. He's got good soft to the end. But has he missed out because drivers such as Harvey, Wabstappen and Harvey are right behind him? They're going to be in front of him when he puts those softs on. Pans on those soft tyres. Drive-through penalty for Westwood. So Explicit Simo, those mediums will go to the end comfortably because he pushed those soft tyres to lap 12. I can't say easily doable. Easily doable with a lot of tyre management on your first set of tyres, because that's what it comes down to. You do not want to be managing the tyres at the end of the race, really, unless you know that you're pushing yourself to the maximum at the beginning to give yourself an open gap that you can. And Bottle Drop has retired from the pits. He looks retired in the pits, I do believe. And hopefully he'll jump along and have a little chat with us in a moment. But it is typical Bottle Job moment. Iceman Walker in the pits on the to go on the soft tyres. He will need to work hard to get those soft tyres going at the best rate. And they will go to the end with a little bit of management. Not much, a little bit. Because there's 10 laps, he's got them for 10 laps now. Because we are on lap 16 of 25, 10 laps remaining, and everybody has pitted at least once, apart from Curly, who's pitted twice, and possibly looking for a top 10 finish because there may be others who need to pit again. So we've got Bottle Job who's joined the party. Bottle Job, what happened, bro? Hello, Bottle Job. Have you muted? I muted. I think he's muted. Is that without you can't hear me? Lots of overtaking for Iceman to do. Yes, that is true.
There we go, I can hear you now.
What have we done? You can't blame me for that one. I've done nothing.
No, I joined the thing. I joined the party chat. I wasn't muted. You just had a big spinning, buffering circle.
All right, okay. I will just
something to do with connection.
I will be honest, my connection is only been sorted out today because I've just moved house. So I moved house. I've still got myself.
Lovely, yeah.
I've still got myself set up, ready to go. I'm actually standing in my new living room, using my big TV for this, just so I can commentate for this race.
Fair enough. That's commitment.
It is commitment. I promised Curly that I'll be here. So, and he's put a lot of faith into me, and I don't know why. So, yeah, go on, tell me what happens.
In the next month, I shouldn't have any internet problems, hopefully.
Oh,
because we're getting Virgin Media Gigabit Wi-Fi.
Well, see, that's what I'm looking into right now. I had Sky optical fibre in my old house. Moved, and the building I'm in doesn't allow for optical fibre to come in because of the way the building's situated, unless it's through Virgin, because they do it a slightly different way. But Virgin's meant to be really good, so that might be my option. So
yeah,
we'll
Sky
see.
I average about between 30 and 40 megabits per second, probably. But last time we had Virgin, I was getting 250 megabits per second.
I'm on 60 at the moment, but at my last house I was on 500. So it's a big drop.
We've supposedly got fibre from Sky, and we only get like 40.
Well, if you got fibre, then fibre should be getting a minimum of 120. So Pans pulls off the fastest lap with a 131.8. Right. So first of all, what caused all your issues today? You kept dropping down. You were battling through, and then you were dropping down.
Yeah. Skill issue.
Well, that's just that's a you issue, though, really, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So not great.
What's your big surprises of the race so far? Who do you think surprised you the most so far?
Hang on a sec. Let me just check something. I need to look at something here. Okay, so while you're doing that, I'm just going to quickly run through. So we've got Landscape King at the top of the table. Up 3 places. We've got Wabstappen, who's up 15. Oh, Cairo, big crash.
Oh, what happened to Cairo?
Out of the S's, I'm guessing got on the curb and had a spin and hit basically did a Mick Schumacher by the looks of it.
Oh, it's that horrible left-hander one where your car runs wide. So that one where everybody gets picked up, where Explicit Tyson just picked up his time penalty from that corner. Catches everybody else. Yeah. So I think he's probably trying to get
me out a couple of times.
I think he might be on the warning for a penalty and try to keep himself in and just cause himself an issue. So we've got Wabstappen who's right now in first place.
Yeah, that's probably the big surprise. Up 16 places.
But the thing is, he's one of these drivers. He's quite good. He's quite consistent, and he does one race when as he moves up the table, he kind of stays there. He doesn't drop down places. My biggest surprise has been Kyle Meads right now. So Kyle Meads has actually been very consistent. He's always been between 4th and 7th. And previous races I've seen him sitting like 10th, 11th, 12th, that kind of position. So whether this is just a race, him and Richard A. Wilson have been up higher than where they normally are, do you get me? But yeah, Rob Stafford up 16 places. I wouldn't say it's a big surprise, but I didn't expect him to be there compared to with drivers such as Iceman, Pans, Landscape, and Explicit Simo who's sitting around there. But Explicit Simo down at the back, that's a big surprise as well.
It is, yeah.
Right, so while we were talking about those drivers there, and you were having a think, we had Cairo jump into the chat. Cairo, what happened, mate?
Battling with Apex, to be honest, mate. We sort of, I think we did like half a lap, battling over the finish line. Wheel to wheel going into turn 1 and 2. And then just sort of like skateboarding, going through the fast little S section, caught a little bit too much of the curb, obviously skateboarding it, and plus it was more like wheel spinning as well, and it kind of just slung me into the wall.
So, for basically, you were from F1 racing to dancing on ice.
In a sense, yeah. Yeah. In a way, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, so like I'll be honest, your first lap on qualifying was actually quite a nice time. It was a nice wheelie. What I call a banker lap because you did improve on your next lap, so it was quite nice. Yeah. You were in the mix with all the drivers, so you were all. You're always going to be stuck in the middle of it, and you're performing quite well with the races. You've made, like everybody else, running wide on a few corners, but some very nice battles. So it's unfortunate to see you crash out, as well as Explicit Tyson is also retired. I don't know if you retired in the pits or you crashed out as well. Or
I don't know. I'm not sure if it was a crash out or.
I didn't see any yellow flags come up long enough for it to be a crash out, so I'm going to go with a retiring pits. Now, Iceman Walker on the soft tyres, he's got the freshest tyres out of all drivers, sitting in third. Do you think he's going to catch up with Pans? Got 5 laps to do it.
I don't know. At the moment, there's a battle between obviously Iceman, Ben, and Landscape. So.
See, this is what but I'm not so it's like I said. Well, it's just, we've just seen Iceman go really wide on the corner and forced Welsh Benjamin to go wide. This gave Landscape. So
it looks like Ben's had to give the positions back as well.
That's harsh because Iceman went really wide. I kind of forced Welsh Benjamin to go off as Rabi is retired from the session. I think he might. He's in the pits. That was in the pits.
Tyson's was terminal damage.
Terminal damage. Oh, nice one. So, checking the race directory. Yep. Thank you. So yeah, he must have crashed on the pit straight. Which I'll be honest, there's been a few people twitching on that start finish straight.
Yeah.
Oh,
has Iceman got damage?
Do you know what? I think he might have a bit of damage. It's either damage or it's just he's got to that point now where the race is getting a bit race fatigue, because when you've done like 20 laps of a circuit, you do get a little bit of race fatigue in your mind, and you start making mistakes because you've kind of got that race boredom in your head. But then
I don't think he has got any damage.
He should have been battling up there with Pans at this stage.
Yeah,
you might not be able to see anything, but it could well be floor damage.
It could be floor damage.
A bit of diffuser damage or something.
Yeah. So right now we've got Wab stepping out in front. He's just gone through them like butter at times, and absolutely he had a phenomenal start, and he's having an even better finish. It's a pity his missus doesn't think it's the same thing, isn't it? And then we've got Pans in second. Pans has actually had a quite consistent, quiet race. There's been moments where he's lacked the pace that he needed, especially as safety car restarts. But somehow it's worked for him, and he's now sitting second with Landscape King. closing in quite quickly, but I don't think he's got enough laps there to make any kind of challenge on Pans. So that'll be the top 3. Iceman Walker seems he's catching up again, but that drop, it's actually hampered him quite a lot, really. So I don't think he's going to be battling for a podium. But Welsh Benjamin, he's very consistent, and I'm expecting him to maybe put in a last lap challenge on Iceman Walker. Because those Iceman Walker's tyres will be near the end of its life with those soft tyres. Carl Needs consistently in that area. Now 6, where he started. He might actually get my driver of the day, you know. He's actually been quite consistent, quite clean. Richard and Apex, I've just skipped over when they were just passing each other.
Yeah.
Seems like a nice little battle between these 2 drivers.
Apex has got wing damage as well.
Oh, has he? So that probably explains why he's dropping.
Yeah, he's got a left-hand plate. It's either left or right-hand plate missing.
Yeah, it's left-hand plate. So that explains why he's dropping places, but yeah, he just has to stay within the 3 seconds to get that place back from Richard A. Wilson. Harvey, now this is a bit of a surprise really, seeing Harvey down at 9th, along with Explicit Simo down at 11th. These 2 drivers are normally higher up. Curly kind of put the expectation of him being down at this stage because
Carlos had a bit of a spin.
Oh no! Just when he was going to get my driver of the day. Commentator's curse all over again.
We got Ben and Iceman battling out at the last. Last corner.
Makes a change for it to be not on me.
Yeah, I try to stay off you, but you kept falling down anyway. But you fell down more times than an old person's pants. So like, we are coming to the last 2 laps, and I actually think I think
the wall again.
I think this is where his inconsistency's coming in, and that. So he's fighting now with another driver with end plate damage. Oh, a little tap there from Apex. I just think Kyle braked a bit early just to make sure he can get the car down. Apex did not judge the braking in the same way. A little bit of contact, but not sufficient enough to actually make any difference. I'm expecting Welsh Benjamin to really hold it out until the last lap and get Iceman. Get him when he can't respond. So it's Explicit Simo with a 3-second time penalty. So 12 races left. This is the level I was expecting, to be honest. And Iceman had a really nice line for that S-bend there, but Welsh Benjamin had the quicker line, even though the line was a little bit longer, a little bit more steeper. But look at this. The move was going to happen, but staying wide. See, it's gauging. Welsh Benjamin's gauging, and so we're gonna have to like keep jumping back and forth here because we are gonna have to watch the leaders' final lap round. So Webstappen is had an absolute epic lap. Landscape King has managed to catch up with Pans. I don't think he had enough time, but somehow he's done it. Pans must have had an issue somewhere because Landscape King should not have caught up with him that much. I started closing down on Webstappen as much as he has done. But there we go. Webstappen has lapped Westwood, and is that who's gone down?
Apex and Harvey.
Apex and Harvey. Is that collision between the 2 drivers?
I think Apex is just.
I think yeah. Curly is on all over the back of Kyle Needs. So coming up to this the final few corners, and there we go. Webstappen round the final corner, because as soon as he gets over that, I'm gonna drive down to the. Actually, no, I'm gonna do it now.
Ben's got to make the move now.
Yeah, he needs to make the move before the corner.
But he's really lacking ERS.
Yeah.
Iceman has plenty.
Yeah, that's. So it is Wabstappen, Landscape King, Pans for the podium, Iceman Walker 4th, Welsh Benjamin 5th, Richard A. Wilson is 6th, Explicit Sarah in 7th, Harvey in 8th, Carney is sitting down in 9th at the moment, but Curly is right behind him. Curly's also got Apex behind him. And Apex is going for the move on Curly. Apex up into 10th. So there's been a little bit bump and grinding with some of these drivers, and Curly comes right back at him. Who's got the DOS for the last moment? Oh, the track race!
Who's going to get it?
Who got it? Who got it?
Got it. Not by much. Didn't look by much though.
Wow. So same driver today. I knew what. Let's agree with that, because I was going to go to Cal Needs for his consistency, but Wabstappen, you can't fault the guy. Starting from the very back to the very front. Okay, so comments. Let's lots of overtaking for Iceman to do. What's the next track? It's next week is Las Vegas, and it's a sprint week.
Oh
no.
God!
Oh, that'd be great. Oh my God! No way! Yeah. Dude, oh man, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm really.
Right. It's not finished yet in real life. So yeah, Las Vegas track's not finished apparently. Wabstappen, my goat. He's has been absolutely brilliant. Rabbi, no happy. Car felt horrendous. Sorry, I'm going to get into trouble.
Start of the stream when you said you'd be surprised if 14 people finished the race.
Yeah.
It wasn't 14, but it was still 12.
12 is what I think. I was like, Jack, to be honest, 9 would have been horrendous. It was only 9 finished. So Wabstappen, Landscape King, Pans, Iceman Walker, Welsh Benjamin, top 5. Richard A. Wilson in 6. Explicit Simmer with the fastest lap of 130.2, which is 3 tenths faster than the drivers behind him. Harvey, Carney's, Curly in 10th, and Apex in 11th. Westwood in 12th. And then we have our DNFers. I will be honest, this is I do not like this circuit whatsoever. I thought it's a horrible circuit, and did not think I did not think that a lot of people would enjoy it. And in all fairness, it's not a bad race to watch. So yeah, congratulations guys for the ones who got the podiums. Unfortunately, Cal Needs, because I was actually hoping he would actually do quite well. He would have deserved that.
Yes, I'm going to have some kind of horrible flu or something next week.
Mate, family.
I'm literally going to be bedbound.
Oh, mate, so you just come up like, oh, sorry, I'm planning a funeral next week. I'd come up with something ridiculously funny. So I say, yeah, I'm sorry, I've got AIDS. Just like that, just really horrible, twisted. Curly, well done for that little win. I'd call that a little win for yourself, really, getting 10th. Holding Apex up at the end.
You still streaming?
I am. So.
Okay. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I ain't got the stream on, so I was typing. But yeah, no, good battles all over, really. So yeah, so I think I had a bit of a higher downforce than anyone else on that track, to be fair, by the looks of it.
You did, but you needed it, mate. You needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go on.
Yeah, with that you do need it. But before we go any further, guys, we'll have a quick little chat at the end anyway, off stream, to get your real thoughts, which can't be streamed. But first of all, guys, I'm going to say thank you for everybody who's joined in. I'll be honest, I think that's the busiest I've had my Airstream in a long time. Comments constantly coming through, which is great. At one point, I had 22 viewers. At one point,
I did put the stream. I don't know if they came in or not, but I did put the stream in SPRC Discord. I have permission to put it in there, so I don't know whether any of them came in.
They probably did. They probably dropped in and had a little look to see what it's about. But yeah, it was had a little moment where they had quite a lot of drivers come in. It was quite nice to see. A lot of comments. Topher and Atom just spilling out with the comments, and I'm watching all the way through. So they know what's gone on, and some great, I'd say teammate support from the two missing drivers.
Yes.
But first of all, guys, I'll just wrap it up now, guys. So first of all, thank you very much for everybody who's jumped in and commented or just viewed. It's very nice to have you all aboard. And thanks to everybody for continually supporting WTFL. It's much appreciated by everybody, drivers, admin, the lot. So next week it is Las Vegas sprint race. I know a lot of people are not looking forward to it. As it stands,
it's Vegas next week. As it stands, it's Vegas next week. Yes, with the
sprint. This could
hopefully what
change.
We don't want. Yeah, it's a sprint as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Language, Timothy.
But what we don't want, right, is like tonight, people checking in, and then literally getting messages late on and saying they can't make it.
Yeah,
that's one thing that we don't want.
So
you know what I mean? There's things coming up that's possibly going to stop that. So just watch out.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, guys, we'll leave that to that. Guys, join us next week at Las Vegas, and we'll hope to see you there. Good night.